When this princess cleverly invited Baba Ijesha to come and act movie in her house, she wants to do a skit, and then she lied to her co-travelers that when the girl was 7 years old, Baba Ijesha had sex with the girl, and another time he used car key to uproot her vagina. She added that to make that look real, could it look like it is true. She now organized a crime. She packaged an invitation, stuff, and invited Baba Ijesha. Come and act movie. And we all could see that the same girl was so comfortable around Baba Ijesha. But the only problem, that was actually a bait for flirting. You know, the point is this. We have to understand something, Nigerians. There are some natural tendencies that belongs to every human. She orchestrated and organized flirting. She ambushed Baba Ijesha into that misfortune. Come and act movie and placed a young adult, a girl that has been actively having sex, to come and play that role. And she placed around Baba Ijesha, coached the girl into Mashiri. It was a different ball game. And lo and behold, they did whatever they want to do. She recorded everything went the way she wanted. Police took Baba Ijesha to police station. After tossing no, they were trying to force him to admit to the crime. I'm still going to go back to but if we don't put this kind of people into their place, they will keep deceiving everybody. Fighting for children, fighting for women. The gap between me and Princess and the Yabo, they don't belong to the human rights community. They don't even belong to the temple of justice that I revered and I hold seriously. It's because of dirty social media and people thinking they can destroy anybody's life. That's why they could be able to spread wrong narratives. Well, I can tell them for free. I am strong enough to face all of them then. And that's why I was able to make like Emi not on your lives. Nobody, ordinary person, want to finish by want to now, they did whatever they want to do. They did their recording, and Baba Ijesha was taken to the police station, and the news broke out. I had like every other person. The only thing I did was police report. Baba Ijesha lano. This is your report into Shele. What's going on? It's a different ball game. And an actor was arrested on sexual abuse. Investigation has just commenced. Everybody would have kept quiet. You cannot just be the person accusing and be the investigator at the same time in a serious crime like that. So when I saw the horrid reports, I noticed that the police are just trying to satisfy social media and satisfy Princess. They gave a report of Ntoshele 7 years ago. Ntoshele, what the now Shiwadi, what be daddy, what the Lenny Antigero. I now went back. Presently, as at that time, I saw Baba Sui's condition. And I saw what was done. I said, no, we need to calm down. Something is fishy. This is too much. Princess Yellow involved. For actor, Baba Ijesha involved. Me more with Princess Yellow because on that Princess Logan, so Princess I mean more original. It's important. Those of you saying, oh, you're an activist, condemn it. If it's other people, you would have talked. I said, people, you should calm down. And I've been able to make phone call to Auntie Den but what's going on with my colleague? What is it? And I say, no, they gave me the situation of what happened. I'm like, so, because you play video because in Bomoso, on in video about Bomoso, I wasn't really going to have that. I said I will go and check later. I said, let's calm down. Let's wait. Let the police do their job. Because this is how they deceived and they made, entertainers to go after Babasuwe then. And then they condemn Babasuwe because the Nigerian security apparatus, even if when they make mistakes, they don't like you telling them that they have wronged you and you're going to go to court against them. Towards the other people don't like you can be for writing, even the rights that they are meant supposed to protect, they don't like you demanding for your rights. So when any government official talk about a mistake, instead of them trying to say sorry, they will rather find a way to twist everything on you. If you demand too much for a right, well, then okay, they will lie against you, will add more to your crime. And that was what actually happened. So when that happened, as a convener of a human rights organization, I said, I only wrote a statement, let's be calm. As at that time, say no film Babagesha, say no film me, me. And I know he's a senior colleague and all of that. You guys, you need to listen and listen attentively. Because anything I say, I will be challenging them to sue me to court. If I lie in a part, last one. I get what I'm saying. But we live in a terrible world. Peradventure, the case went to with the police, and then they took the case to Panti. Princess was bringing soldiers, everybody to threaten the police and stuff like that. And I went to Panti. I was filming. When you have filmed many at the same time, guy. I went to Panti. I said they should come about. I need to speak to him. And when they brought him out, when he sat, you are a senior colleague, you're somebody that I know has got talent I respect. If I tell you I'm happy that your name is even involved in something like this, it's a lie. Sir, if I get part of me, why did you molest a child? Why did you do this? Why did you? He said, Yomi, all the whole story of having sex with any child, when she was this, when she was that, they are lies. But because he knows that I will never support evil, even if I'm going to condemn him, he knows I will speak my truth. Because I'm around industry. I'm out to get with Roland again. I'm out to get with fake life with the purge. If I have any fake life or any dirty stuff, I won't even delve into human rights. And I said to him, and I was the police officer told me, Uncle Drew money, mountains you. When is that? The report the police gave was that there is a video of you sexually abusing this child, having sex with that girl. They confess upon it. Then the police interrupted immediately. He said, Mr. Yomi, we have so much respect for you. The police never said Baba Ijesha was seen having sex with a 7-year-old. And was obey. The reporting or the reportage is not also okay. Now, maybe the progressive one might correct it. That there is a video of Baba Ijesha touching that girl recently. And that is what he admitted to. Because she's 7-year-old, Bobomoso. Money, can I meet the IPO or the OC gender that is dealing with the matter? Because at that time, I'm like, if the girl is 14 and you probably touched her recently, then you have done something wrong. But you look being in the bed, more. How did you got into the house? And I said, I hear that I was invited to come and act movie. On a movie, who invited you? Said Princess. do you have the evidence? That was where he got to let me know that the evidence is in his phone. I said, you don't mean it. Okay, no problem. So she invited you to come and shoot a movie, and then she put the girl down to act with you. Then we were able to look into the video and stuff like that, but later to online. Even we saw clearly where Princess was beating that girl. I'm not opening a victim. Then I began to sense organized crime. And I asked, Kilo wala na imeji? He gave me the history of the relationship and whatever they've had together. I said, okay, this is not like a breakout to you. And what was so evident was 2 weeks after Princess had her marriage. Only she's a very terrible, bitter soul. She wedding 2 weeks after. 2 weeks loti buy okweja. Tolo she marriageable. And in the process, Baba Ijesha long parija because the person was a younger colleague to Baba Ijesha. Along the line, maybe I think that was when they began to, one level. So she couldn't be bothered about her marriage again. She was so happy that Omori Baba Ijesha is tall, handsome looking guy, talented, and they could be doing their comedy together. Maybe along the line, maybe that was when there was heartbreak and stuff like that, and she couldn't handle it. Now, really quickly, let me go to where concerns our own human rights and when we decide to look into the matter serious. So immediately I put up that stuff. Now why should I ask that people should be calm? You saw the video now. Wait, Yomi Fabiyi Nisuru. You are patient. You want to become on your Nisuru. They should allow the law to take its course. You want to patient. It's because of arrogance. The language that I spoke is the language of civility. It's important for people to calm down and let the police do their job and let this person be found guilty before we can condemn anybody. But she thought I'm speaking on the basis of I am trying to support a colleague. Why would I come out and support a sex predator? But I am not blind. Abosi, I can tell you for free. Abosi, 99.9% of our own so that was a setup. That was an intention that you cannot deceive. If you like, that princess never cared about that girl. And I was going to explain to her that you are the most wicked individual I've ever seen. You don't like that girl. You are willing to use anybody to destroy anybody's life. Actually, recently now, when a mother will be able to use her own children to destroy her husband, you think because when you hide behind sexual abuse, people like us will keep quiet. I understand what it means to fight for human rights. I understand what it means to stand by what is right. I won't be scared. Whatever share with the social media. I'm not in that league. And I've been able to show it evidently. Mumiki was scared is when I am doing the wrong thing. And social media is coming for me because Oma hit me. But if I am on the right path, Nigeria, social media, because you people keep weaponizing everything and you leave the core civility. So, princess, stop deceiving yourself. You and your co-travelers, and for Ogbaya, and for Ogbaobu, Baba Ijesha is going for life imprisonment. And you had people, including Awonimoto Ngbaye, and a few people in government that Baba Ijesha will not step Koneri Tamo. You vowed that he will never see the daylight again. You all know I will never support sexual abuse of any form. Now, the case went on. I was getting close tab with the police and investigators. And I was like, I went to the police. I said, you guys, you need to do your job. Am I worried? Police now said, okay, princess, you have come to our office. You wrote your statement in Sabo police station that Baba Ijesha slept with that girl when she was 7-year-old. And that girl had been having relapsed trauma. That could say, very Baba Ijesha. So you, even in TV, to marry Baba Ijesha no TV, to my parlour, my jammy, princess, in TV, Baba Ijesha no TV, oh man, go. A baby call you somebody. Is that not true? That princess said, after Baba Ijesha had sex with the girl when she was 7-year-old, so only to marry Baba Ijesha no TV, oh man, go. Is that not what she said? Now, when she said that, on TVC, your view, a lady presenter called Princess again and said, Princess, we need to confirm to us again. When this girl was 7-year-old, did Baba Ijesha have sex with her? Only yes. Okay. That is a terrible thing. As at that time, she doesn't know what was coming. And then said, police, do your job. Baba Ijesha said, it's just the total lie. I can tell you for free, police now took that girl after Baba Ijesha has been detained. They said we have to do our test. If this girl is 14-year-old, certainly you don't expect that Koyakuti managed sex other than the one thought if you defile it or whatever it is we want to know. Maybe we can find, you know, at least I can establish it. She Baba Ijesha to Jabali to when she was 7. They can't just admit that only want to Jabali that she was defiled when she was 7-year-old. That means the place would have been open. Police said we want to check if it is open before we can charge Baba Ijesha for having sex with the girl when she was 7-year-old. Do you know what was shocking? Police ran a test on the girl. The first thing the government doctor said, he said, presence, healing broken hymen, number 1. Healing broken hymen. Hymen is virginity. Only Osha Shenji, no Osha Gabali Omoyeni. In 2021, when they claimed she was 14. Osha Gabali. And the presence of semen. That means after Baba Ijesha was arrested and set up with that girl, no sex, nothing. They thought they finished using the girl. The girl had returned back to a normal life of sex. And she had sex with another person. Even the person did not even use condom. But they didn't know that investigation would get to that stage that they would need the girl. And because she was 14, there is no way they would run the test on the girl without the presence of the mother. So they said, bring the girl. When she brought the girl, they said, we are going for a test. That was when they ran the test, they manipulated. On an healing broken hymen, that her virginity was just taken. But her virginity is not healed, fully healed. Presence of semen. And then they said, evidence of perpetual penetration. That was what was contained in the doctor's report of government, police. Police and Lagos State government, they know this truth as at that time. Including Princess at Anako Travelers. That they were not going to be like, Princess, wait, oh. The reason why you claimed you'd set Baba Ijesha up was because you said, not that she saw, she said she was told that when the girl was 7-year-old, Baba Ijesha had slept with her. She virginity when the girl was 7. When she is now 14 years old, 7 years after. That was the moment the police knew they have already messed up. And I was already on their neck. Hey, and I was waiting like, okay, you're gonna wait. Let's see what is going to go on. I was expecting the princess to tell you, might be no princess. One not say this virgin no more. But you actually set Baba Ijesha up because you claimed that he had sex with the girl when she was 7-year-old. So the basis of you setting him up is already looking like it is a fake, it is a lie. You set him up based on fake incidents. And then the question that we are going to be waiting for is, whatever the case may be, access, you can request for the case file. It's quite unfortunate that we don't have a good media. Most of our journalists, they expect that human rights is for victims only. And let me remind you before I go further, when any case comes up like this, the prosecutor, the police, they owe the right, the duty to protect the rights of major actors in the case equally, particularly the defendant, the victim, and the public in any matter. To criminal matter. The police, the prosecutor, they have the constitutional duty and role to uphold, respect, and equally protect the rights of those three players. Anything on fear sukon. Anything fear sukonyo. Ati aralu, the police one need to share láti ṣe. Láti rí pé wọ́n dáàbò bo ẹ̀tọ́ àwọn mẹ́ta ní ọgbọgba láì mú kan sí kan. Now, it was established. Oh, and file here. Police now, okay, now, I now expect that the police will do this. That number one process. No problem, let's see. Police now realize that because evidence will go here. But they've been able to set him up recently in 2021. And they claim that the girl is 14. And they've already coached the girl. Princess and her co-travelers, they've coached the girl. Baba Ijesha thought the girl had interest in him. He didn't know that the girl was giving him sign. Don't do it, don't do it. And at the end of the day, police said, this one that you set him up, because you are shouting she's 14, we'll wait until the case gets to court. Then you go and prove your case. But the 7-year-old, when he said 7 years, we have no evidence, and we have even run our test. The test in our hand, we run contrary to the testimony of Princess Baba Ijesha. Princess Tansoy, don't forget that the 7-year-old, Baba Ijesha slept with the girl when she was 7. He used khaki. She never claimed she saw it. Normally, under the law, parental negligence is a criminal offense in Lagos State. A lot of you do not know. It's a serious criminal offense. If a 7-year-old is under you, under your custody, are you with me, guys? These are the things that we were fighting and explaining to her. That if a 7-year-old is under your custody, Baba Ijesha does not live in your house. If you claim he came to your house briefly, I am saying, and he had carnal knowledge of your girl, certainly that 7-year-old will be suffering multiple tears. And apart from that multiple tears, that means the pant will be soaked in blood. We're not like, why? Where were you, princess? The assertion, the reason why you said you set him up. Why? Where were you? And why didn't you notice that this girl was defiled when she was 7-year-old? And she was sick, Rarani. A 7-year-old is not expected to be having sex. How can a 7-year-old be defiled? Because she will have multiple tears. I want to go turn this virgin. One more quick dimashita. I want to come back Kasara because I want to go. But almost 7-year-old could decipher. She cannot pretend or hide the pain. So if a parent cannot detect that a 7-year-old was defiled under her, and then the question we're expecting the police and Lagos State government to ask Princess is, where were you when this girl was deflowered? Because Baba Ijesha doesn't live in your house. So if he came to your house and spent probably 30 minutes or 40 minutes and defiled your 7-year-old daughter and left for his house, so your daughter is so scared that even if she has been threatened not to speak, there is no way you, the mother, will not notice. That you covered it. But to come to tell us in 2021 that you did not even notice. So now, the truth of the matter is, in 2021, Princess wasn't presenting herself as a witness that, yes, 7 years ago, when the girl was 7, he did it. I took him to social hospital. He did it. She said she did not witness anything. But she acted on that to set Baba Ijesha up. It was fake. And I will still buttress that point for you now. Kekere leshi boy. Ema farabale. Egbo mi dada. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo ti sọ láti 2021. Ó ní mo ṣe sọ́nsìn tí ó dẹ̀ dé yí padà. Àwọn tó sponsor ẹ̀tọ́ ní kó sá lọ. Who is that?
I'm sorry.
More. So, at the end of the day, it turns out that we're expecting the police to ask Princess, I said, if you continue to tell us that this girl was defiled under you, and as a parent, you did not take notice, you didn't take her to hospital, you didn't know this thing happened, you are not even a witness, and you could not even present a single witness. Nobody saw, nobody treated the girl, no hospital, no doctor to say, that's 7 years old. When the girl was 7 years old, I was the one that treated the girl for defilement. It was as empty and blank as anything. Even Princess herself was never a witness. She did not see anything. Nothing happened. But she planned the trap in 2021. Now, a bit more criminal and princess. Police refused to charge him. Lagos State government refused to charge her. Rather, police refused to charge her. Lagos, they didn't touch on that. I went for that. Where is the evidence of this girl's age? No birth certificate, nothing was proven. And when the princess is a 14-year-old. And I can tell you all for free, even the girl was writing different ages. Otoni age to koni sabo, otoni age to koni panty. It was Lagos State government, Lombard, defended. They were trying to defend her. And I kept laughing. I was the only one facing the matter seriously. Again, so the entire media, I don't know what happened, they went blank on the truth. I was okay, now let's go. An individual was arrested after sperm was found on this girl. But Taloni, you got it over and your boy. And they asked the girl to confess. But I don't know Dominic is any like that. The girl confessed. Tell us those that have been sleeping with you. The guy mentioned everybody could mention about Ijesha. Only about that Damola. But that can kill the security Leyin. The Damola happens to be princess like a younger brother and a business partner. Oh, I get neighbor one. You know, I don't about Ijesha. And don't buy again, so the princess more. Okay, to get security Leyin, she knew. Those ones, those people were the ones having sex with her and sexually abusing her since 2020. They asked the girl, police asked the girl, did your mother, your foster mother, princess, is she aware that Damola Adekola is sexually abusing you? She said she reported to her in 2020. You know how this terrible, disgusting, wicked princess, she left Damola Adekola, her neighbor, they live in the same house, that have been sexually abusing the girl. She is not interested in justice. She knew since 2020. And at the end of the day, in that one, the 2021 April, she now wanted to set Baba Ijesha up with, you slept with theory almost 7 years ago. Or Leo Baba Ijesha, which is a criminal offense to come and act movie. They all went silent. Ati Princess ati Yabo ati Tomu ati they went silent by asking the government and the police to prosecute that Damola Adekola, that he was arrested. He was in the same cell. And the guy had already been threatening that if they take him to court, the girlfriend don't go and quote me again. That Damola Adekola wrote in his statement that the girlfriend don't get the princess if he set Baba Ijesha up. And he was ready to present evidence, but get any UBA account. I knew already those evidence were there. Police knew. And police were ready to remove their hand. They wanted to grant Baba Ijesha bail. Intori Tiju, Kayema Baso Princess. As at that time, I was just doing my human rights stuff. And the police were like, we can't continue to do this. You are just bringing powerful people here. This one is coming. Yabo is shouting. People are calling. We know the truth here. The only advantage is that you set him up. And you are saying the girl is 14. And then the CPO was like, you know what? We now know what is happening. You guys had issues between yourself. We don't want this nonsense in our stuff. We will grant Baba Ijesha bail. As at that time, I was filming. I was only campaigning about human. You know the thing Princess did? But she be commissioner of police, she advised me, all this nonsense that people are doing. I've spoken to this girl now. Look at this Damola. And I'll play. I'll play it for you. I'll play it for you. You will hear the commissioner of police report then. Press release. I will take you guys up to speed. You saw live have EGC. Police now said they were going to be granting Baba Ijesha bail. And then the next thing, Princess is back with that it's Juma Leyin. Ayema Abuawon. Ladobo she finish Baba Ijesha. What do I do? Somebody now advised them that they should go and protest against the police. Nepanti. That was when they went in front of Panti and they were doing a show of shame that they are the constitution. That if the police grant Baba Ijesha bail, they will take his life in front of that place. I got furious and I said, not on your life. Even the police said I should not come and do a counter protest. When he was sorry, go. Let me call him Basso. My debate, me. And as a human rights organization, I put up a campaign. One of the tenets and fundamental human rights is the right to bail. As at that time, I am not saying that Baba Ijesha should not be prosecuted. I can't. If anybody abuses children, pay for it if you commit a crime against a child. But you cannot deny him his fundamental right to bail. Especially when this is an organized crime. Especially when the police, they've done their test. They realize that it was a total lie. Nothing happened 7 years. Oh, Boma Okoson is 7 years. Maybe 6 months before Baba Ijesha was arrested. But Princess lied to the entire nation that it was 7 years ago when the girl was 7-year-old. A defilement that under the law, our inability to even say, I am a witness. But 7-year-old, 7 years stuff, she never said, I am a witness. I asked the girl, who did this to you? She was a dummy. She didn't mention a name. But this is the hospital I took her to. Then would have gotten the doctor or the hospital as a witness. But she was presenting an incident that carries life imprisonment without a single evidence, a single witness, or anything. If we don't stand up ọmọ àbáyé báyìí jẹ́ ọlọ́run ló mẹni tí ẹni iṣẹ́ tó fẹ́ ṣe irú kà báyìí. ọlọ́run ló mẹni tó ṣe tó fẹ́. Now I want to play the commissioner of police press release that time. I want you guys to hear. He will confirm the other guy that was arrested with Baba Ijesha. Princess Iyabo Tun, they did not want you people to know that there is another guy that was arrested. Tombas Pame, to just confirm with girlfriend. They didn't want you all to know, because if that guy is pronounced, Tomba prosecuted by Baba Ijesha, the guy does not want to go to jail, because only one evidence over 14-year-old son. If truly the girl was 14. So if the guy is able to convince the court that the girl, Tofi said Baba Ijesha, she's 14, she's a young adult, almost 19-year-old, Baba Ijesha mag anybody in court to join, because they destroyed my life with fake lies. So they are making him look like a pedophile, whereas they put up a young adult that has been having sex to set him up. Now come and listen. I go commissioner of police in there. I go.
So, in terms of salary, you were thinking...
I was hoping you would tell me what you were thinking.
Oh, I insist, please.
I insist.
I insist.
I insist.
Please.
Thank you.
With Indeed, set salary expectations from the start and skip the awkward chat.
More live. No. More live. I'll call you back. I don't know. I'll go. Play this one. I play.
Power off.
Hold on, if I play again,
Power on. Connected. Disconnected.
7 years ago.
Let me play direct for you guys.
Don't
Go by.
do trial on pages of newspaper.
Can you guys hear it?
There are two cases.
Shelly, go by. Shelly, let me know if you guys can hear. Can you guys hear? Okay, I'm starting from beginning. I thought the speaker is going to pick it up. Now, listen carefully.
I'm talking about Baba Ijesha case. You know, you don't do trial on pages of newspaper. Baba Ijesha case, there are two cases. One, it was alleged 7 years ago to have defiled a girl when she was 7 years ago. The girl is now 14 years. As at that time, no complaint was made. Nothing was. But last week, a video went viral where he was arrested having sexual assault. Why talk about indecent assault? When a man touches a woman where he's not supposed to, without authority and consent, it now becomes a sexual assault. That's exactly what? Yeah. Sexual assault. To which he admitted that he actually assaulted. So not that really assault in the assault of the criminal aspect. That when he slaps somebody, when he injures somebody, now it's still assault. But this one now is a sexual one because so the girl was told where and without her consent. So the case of defilement being added to it. Still under thorough investigation, and we need some scientific ones to be. Sexual assault is a billable offense.
Billable offense.
For God's sake. It's a billable offense. It's not like rape. No allegation of rape was made against him.
No allegation of rape.
But 3 hours yesterday, they are all with me.
If I go.
I interviewed all of them, one after the other, including the girl that was allegedly assaulted, including the mother of the girl, including Odojue himself, Ijesha himself,
And
including the other person that was alleged.
including what? The other person that was alleged. Can you check Bobby? I'm making go.
So, including the other person that was alleged. Everybody, the girl. About 3 hours yesterday, they are all with me. I interviewed all of them, one after the other, including the girl that was allegedly assaulted, including the mother of the girl, including Odojue himself, Ijesha himself, including the other person that was alleged. Everybody, about 3 hours.
Including the other person that was alleged. Now, ask yourself in your conscience, how many of you know, or how many of you hear directly from Princess, from Yabo, from Tone, that there was another person that was alleged?
Power off.
Talo alleged, Omoyelo alleging. In the same case, same victim, same investigation. The question is, Kilo yo Omoye Kuro. And I'm telling you on my honor, that was the guy to Obaspam and Okosuno statement that this babe in question, this guy in question, girlfriend only, so possible. Can you imagine 14-year-old and the girlfriend there? That the question now is this. If it is the problem, we need to be conscious of what we use our police cells, what we use our prison to do. Because when when they take such decision behind you, in your name, in your blood, in your destiny, the consequence will come to all of us, including the innocent people. Now, when the CP told all of them, this is what has happened. Look at any time what's him? The CP did not go further to say test was run, sperm was found on the girl, and her virginity was just recently taken. But you, Princess, said because Baba Ijesha took her virginity when she was 7 years ago, that was why you set him up. Now, clearly, the reason for setting Baba Ijesha up is fake, is for wickedness. Àlàyé tèmi ń ṣe fún Ìyábọ̀ ń gbà yẹn nìyẹn pé farabalẹ̀ kí ló ń ṣe tó ń ṣe bálabàla. Ta ló ń support yìí? I have fought for children more than all of you combined ní gbogbo industry yẹn. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́lẹ̀ lórúkọ tẹ́ fi ṣe kọ́gi. I have fought for children, for women, more than all of you combined. Ìhun tẹ́fẹ́ fi sọ fún mi padà ní. When I saw a genuine case, not because Baba Ijesha was around, I just felt like I have the knowledge of fighting for human rights. I am not going to be looking for, can I come with the thing? Not be saying on social media. I believe in my conscience. My conscience is my policeman. You would have expected a honest mother. Beshe pariwo Baba Ijesha yẹn. Tomo yẹn dárúkọ pé yan ko báyìí ni. Beshe pariwo lo yẹ kí ìwọ Ìyábọ̀ kó face princess pé princess. Ìwọ gan o ṣe abiyamọ gidi o. Ọmọ 14-year-old. Ká gbà pé ti 7 years ago ojú ẹ ò tó. Báwo ni lè tún ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ tó tún rí? After Baba Ijesha was arrested, they finished using the girl. Wọ́n ní kó padà sí sex tó ní. Even as we speak now, they don't care about the girl. None of them care about the girl. But mo bọ́rọ̀ lọ́bẹ̀ tí sọ̀rọ̀ rárá o. Ẹ lọ bí pátáṣì máa lọ́mọ ń dìbí tó jókòó sí. Ká lè mọ kàtà wọn púpì ṣe. Now, when the commissioner of police now advised them that all these things is looking like the scorn of a woman, we understand you women can be very bitter. Whatever this man might have done, we are not absolving him. We only grant him bail based on the fact that the evidence before us is just the sexual assault. And it happened when you claim the girl is 14, which she's no longer a child. Category of children, age category of children is 1 to 12 years. When you start to become 13, 14, you are a teenager, you are a minor. So if it is the current event, to share to set it up, tell your video te fun why. Ìyẹn nìkan la evidence lọ́wọ́. But it's sexual assault. He kissed the girl's hand, touched the girl was with him. It's sexual assault. Kò gbé ọyàn ẹ̀ síta, kò tọwọ́ bọ̀ lójú ara. So for that, we're going to be granting him bail. By the time they finish the investigation, then we'll come back to it. And lo and behold, they felt like, no, we're not going to be accepting this. Maybe somebody advised them to go and protest in front of Panti against the police. So when I saw that they went to protest against the police, I look at it and the commissioner of police is just there to undo that position. That commissioner of police belongs to the public. If the police are doing the right job and you are coming to rubbish them this way, and you call it constitution, I put up, I did my banner, I did everything, and I said, I'm going to be challenging this. It's not on your life. This nonsense cannot hold. As at that time, they are already determined that it will never see the light of the day again. Cannot lay the pan by anyone, and a government will still protect them. Some people will still protect them because they are women. And I'm like, this man has got right to sexual feelings. You can't do this nonsense. And you call them a rape or that. And you call them a abuse on children or that. But I would not be closing my mouth when I realize that you people are trying to weaponize it. And one of when it will get adults, young adults, fine. Commonsensically, age of Ijesha, if she's just 19, but she's an adult. You are not wiser than God that makes some women to start menstruating and say, I am preparing you to become a mother. Even when before they get to 18. But we have to follow the law. Now, when they put up all this, not any of the media house, including this woman in this, your view, they refuse to mention the other guy, which if his own situation was established truly in that case, they will be paying millions to Baba Ijesha. Because that guy, he ain't got any evidence, 14-year-old soon, which is punishable with life imprisonment. And that guy, while he was in prison, because the guy was confirming that she's a young adult. And lo and behold, we're waiting that, okay, we fought for Baba Ijesha's bail. By the time they want to charge the case to court, do you know what happened with Nigerians? They've paid or whatever they did. Lagos State government refused to charge him along with Baba Ijesha. Kuma bada kesu. Money turning Baba Ijesha share. There was nobody in our industry to listen to me. I can only speak to the legal community. Well, our lawyers want to me. And to God be the glory. Maximum respect to the senior advocates that showed up. Toffee appeared in the first court case. And the other 19 lawyers that came out on pro bono said, Mr. Yomi, we will stand by you. I have to keep going from one court to another. Baba Ijesha go he does not know that want to coup. Ọlọ́pàá lè dọ́gbọ́n fún ẹni bail. Wọ́n ní àmàwá tán padà wá ẹ̀wá dáná ya because tọ́lọ́pàá ní baby bail yẹn làwọn máa ti rówó. Tọ́ọ̀bà fún bail báwo làwọn ṣe fẹ́ rówó. Àwọn gbọ́dọ̀ ṣùpá àwọn bítà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ so ẹ kọ́kọ́ fún ní psychological freedom. Tó bá wá padà wá lẹ́sẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹn lọ ṣiṣẹ́ òun wọ̀kí tó wá ní kéèsì àwọn ti pè látòkè o ṣùgbọ́n àwọn máa ti gbogbo level táwọn. He doesn't know what was going on. What about money? I was expecting that. Baba Ijesha, don't worry now. It's in evidence what you watch a film. They should prove to us that this girl is actually 14. And then, since you never have sex with this girl in your life, and you are so sure, no sex with that girl, sex, no problem. We're expecting that they will bring Damola Adekola. And even by extension, then the police will now ask Princess, how come in 2020, a year before you set Baba Ijesha up, this your daughter told you that Damola Adekola, who is your neighbor, have been sexually abusing her? You did not report to police. Security of your house, okay, you did not report. In 2021, with the girl still living in the same house with them, she was set Baba Ijesha up with the same people. Make it make sense. She had your crime. Oh, wá ṣe kankan, wá pè pé kó máa bọ̀, kó wá ṣe film. Wá set the camera láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ yẹn. Mo ní now, police, I'm expecting Lagos State government, the same law. Tí wọ́n fi fẹ́ fi charge Baba Ijesha tí Lagos State fẹ́ lò. Mo ní same law yẹn náà ló sọ pé parental negligence is a serious criminal offence. Mo ní same law ló frown against grooming a child or a minor for sexual activity. It is evident. Ipe princess ló coach ọmọ yẹn pé Baba Ijesha tó ń bọ̀ yìí o, release your body. Don't worry, let him touch you. Even if it is 30 seconds, let him sexually abuse you. We have a recording. Don't worry. Doing that to any child or a minor is punishable with life imprisonment. One of the second one that is very evident that I'm trusting Lagos State government that they will do justice to it is that it was in that morning Princess claimed she installed CCTV after she invited Baba Ijesha to claim that he is a potential predator. So you knew this person will come and tear the vagina of your daughter. You invited him down to where your daughter is. You now went to set camera so that you can record how your daughter will be sexually abused. Because there is no way you will tell Baba Ijesha, I'm going to be recording you. Don't be violent to rape her with love. There is no way you would tell if truly he was a rapist. Because you already left them together in 100% privacy. And I said, under the law, the same law, if you charge Baba Ijesha, under the Child Act Protection Law, what Princess did is child pornography. Recording sexual activity. If Princess stormed into them, Princess is storming to them suddenly, having sex, and quickly record to keep the evidence. It's a different ballgame. If the camera was in our living room previously, and it captures them naturally, it was not her intention. There was no way she deliberately did that. But this one, it was that morning, based on the invitation she gave to Baba Ijesha. This was rubbish on social media. This is a planned work, set up, organized crime. And I said, prerequisite for this kind of action, it's too horrible, it's too herald. It has no propensity in law. You don't lure people to come and commit crime. Because anybody, the constitution for life, you have the power to lure people. And I said, for that girl to submit a body, you want her to suffer PTSD to gather evidence. The debt we owe every child is protection. If you know that a child will be abused physically, mentally, or sexually, you are duty bound as any adult to protect that child. How will a mother, even animals, I said, even animals, they won't do this to their children. Animals. Now a mother, but because this lady could be worried, and this disgusting set of women were encouraging her to say that should be obtainable in Lagos State. But my mother is a Lagosian. I can't fold my mouth. I can't fold my hands. You now set a child because that girl relied on Princess for food, for shelter, and for care. You forced and coerced the girl to submit her body so that she can be sexually abused. Because you knew in your mind that if truly Baba Ijesha is who he is, you want that thing must happen before you can say, I caught you. I said, woe unto you, you will pay for this crime. That's alone. Recording how a child is being sex. They people to work paying on no release the end. I said, even the recording alone is child pornography. I said, most of these young people on social media, they don't understand the law. And we cannot continue to allow Nigeria to be perpetually exploited because our people need to be mentally alerted and they must know the right. You cannot do this to the states that we want it to get better. The governor of Lagos State is doing everything he can to ensure that Lagos State is on the pedestal of of one of the thriving cities in the world. How can we exemplify that treatment of a child from a first-time parent? Because you claim you are looking for evidence. Which evidence? Where are you going to take it to? I was expecting that will be said to her and she'll be charged as well. So that she can learn a lesson. That the debt you owe every child is protection, not to use a child. You know all these disgusting people. Photocopy visa of Iloibo. And when America go man for when they said to you, I said, wait, show me that police station. I will travel to that country and I will take the police up. You can't do that. No child should be allowed to be, you can't allow children to be traumatized. How can you want a child to suffer PTSD because you want to gather evidence? No judge will ever give such order. No police officer must do it. Any police officer that do it, any police station, I'll protest in front of that station for days. That station will go into fire, will go into flames. That is one of the gravest crimes you can do to humanity, to put children in that harm's way. But the sad reality is that all these women, they knew about these other people. In that, Damola Jade Kuro, the princess Timola in 2020, but in sexually abused of women. She confirmed this in court. If you Google it, you will see her excerpt when she was being cross-examined. That it was in 2020 she knew that Damola Jade Kuro and the security of the house Okele have been sexually abusing the girl. She doesn't think they deserve justice. They were still in that house. They continued to abuse the girl sexually. And after over the 2021, over Ijesha Jade story called Shellen in 7 years ago that she did not even witness. He told witness story ko set away up ko so follow. He theory, evidence, anything. Or if he set a colleague up. In the same house, these two men were. Arrested Damola Jade Kuro. So while Princess was luring Baba Ijesha in and arresting him, Damola Jade Kuro, who has been having sex with the girl, is saying, wonderful. Look at the way they are deceiving themselves. Even the young girl will look at her and say, this is just fake. You didn't care about me. Ewe don't buy me soon. But I'm Baba Ijesha look at the person they are using to set me up. You're still going to have sex with me tomorrow. Princess, and meanwhile, what they are taking? Princess, I will social media because they don't have a mind of their own. And they deceive the police, deceive the government. Because the real person, if truly the girl was 14, it's Damola Jade Kuro and the security. Security and not. And I stood my ground. I said, Ogbokini teri nu case file Emma low. Le ron ba Ijesha lo se won gbere. Le ron law. It's a tricky thing for me. It's sensitive. But I have the basic energy and knowledge to fight this kind of a case. It will cost me. But I have to stand on this temple of truth and justice, not temple of social media likeness. Kilovishi. Because when the American embassy saw the interest and the yearning of fighting for justice in me, they gave me an assignment. But Allah knows me. And I'm not bothered. I said I will risk it. I will continue to fight for the truth. Why nobody? I don't want people to like me. Just do right by my side. Now, all the media, platform at our fake child rights activists, they knew that guy was there and was arrested. They kept quiet. Don't go solo. Don't even mention that other guy. Because if you keep mentioning Damola Jade Kuro, then the government of Lagos State will have no choice than to arraign him. And Damola Jade Kuro will bring his own lawyer and will prove that the girl is an adult. And then the question is, that girl, Princess Bogwan, they will have to go to jail for accepting as an adult to accept the girl. She threatened to kill me. She threatened not to pay my school fees. She threatened she won't give me food again. I have to do what she wanted me to do. So why did you lie you are 14? She gave me the age. That's not my age. And I can tell you, when the case now began, the court, the judge, Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo, God bless you wherever you are. Because we fought for the bail. Yes, Baba Ijesha is being arraigned. 6 count charges. Life imprisonment at 16 years. They won't move because of my Ijesha. See where they want but as a pay into Mofegasun or not for the time. You are a liar. You all wanted him to be sent to life imprisonment and 16 years. If we didn't stand and fight, you would have destroyed him completely. Our prison will be getting the sweat for the wrong reason. Now, when we got to court, they said, okay, granting bail is authorized bail. No single evidence. I can tell you all for free, no single evidence was brought to show that Baba Ijesha Bomoso when she was 7-year-old. Emma Wiyo. One day to Fenuba, aye Baba Ijesha Gelo, go to Bomoso. And two lapi, I want to Bomoso, on Banunule. Even as at that time, the court case here, they are still in the house. Want to continue to Baba Moyeso, long Badu. Now let me tell you where it's now got messier. I said, okay, now the trial starts. Let's prove to ourselves that this man has got his right. Himba to ma pe olopa. To ma pe olopa sabuwa. Egbo iti mo fe so idada o. So that you can know why they send people to prison, wrong people. E wa ni Nigeria ngbono mo yin. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu aba travel ama se gbogbo e na o tu jọra wọn. We will continue to compare leaders to leaders. It be the problem with the yin. When the police officer was brought in, it was when the police officer was cross-examined, we realized that the statement that Lagos State government fell for, they blame Lagos State government. In the file, they saw a statement. Baba Ijesha sọ pé òun bọ́ ọmọ ẹ̀sùn ní 7-year-old. Òun tún ṣe lé all the signs there. So the prosecutors in Lagos State, the DPP, they said, if you have confessed, the confession alone is enough to send you to prison, even if you don't see evidence, if you don't have witness. Since if you confess, that is why you must be careful before you write statements in any police station. Don't let any police officer threaten you to start writing statements and you indict yourself. It's that the court become take your time before you write any statement you write, even if there is no witness, if there is no evidence. If you accept that you commit a crime, it's enough for a judge to sentence you. When the trial starts,
Theory ohun tí a mú wá fún wa lénìí, ẹ bá wa like, ẹ bá wa share, ẹ bá wa subscribe sí orí Òjíṣẹ́ TV, ẹ bá wa tẹ notification bell so that a bá tún mú àwọn àkọ̀tun wá fún wa, ẹ̀yin lẹ́ ó kọ́kọ́ máa rí títí di ìgbà tá ó tún máa pàdé lórí Òjíṣẹ́ TV. Ó dàbọ̀.